Word for you today. You are called to be salt and light. This is Saturday, February the 8th. Our scripture passage comes out of Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 and 14. We know this is Jesus speaking. Listen to what he has to say. He says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again?" Have you ever tried to make salt that wasn't salty, try to make it salty again? Can't do it. You can't do it. It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Notice Jesus said, you are the salt of the earth. He's talking to believers. He didn't say your government is. He didn't say this organization is to be the light of the world. He says, you believer, you are to be the light of the world. Light is an inward quality that people see the result of externally, but salt it's an inward quality. What are some of the things it does? Well, so one of the things it does is it purifies. It purifies. We should make a difference in the environment that we're in. We should make a difference. Do people change the way they talk when they're around you? Is there a change in attitude? Salt purifies. Salt flavors. Potatoes, popcorn, most everything tastes better with salt on it, doesn't it? Do people look forward to you coming, or do they look forward to you leaving? Do you flavor an environment, or do you make it worse? Cleanses. Salt cleanses. Do people clean up their language when you're around? Do they not gossip? Do they kind of clean up their act when they're around you? Salt preserves. Are we encouragement to other believers to stay the course, to be strong, to be faithful to God? Salt creates thirst. Is there anyone that wants to know about Jesus because of you? Is there anybody that wants to be a follower of Jesus because they've seen your example? Jesus says, you are the salt of the earth. And we are. Now, we can either be good salt or we can be tasteless salt. But we're going to have an impact, good or bad. And he goes on to say, you are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hid. Now, light is an external quality, whereas salt makes a difference inside of us and makes us the kind of person we're supposed to be. Light is an external quality. It reflects things, it shows things, it exposes things. And notice he says, you are the light. You are the light of the world, not a light, but you are the light. And light illuminates things. What is it that we illuminate? We illuminate Jesus Christ. That's who we illuminate. We're a reflection of the sun. You know, you think of the moon. The moon at different stages, there's just a real little sliver. That's a reflection. There's just a little sliver of the moon reflecting the sun's light. Is that us? We don't show much of Jesus. Then there's about half of the moon. Goes through different stages, but then it comes to about half of the moon. Okay, that's better, but still there's a dark half. And then there's the 3/4, which is even better, but we still have that little bit to work on. And then there's the full moon. How do you do in reflecting Jesus Christ to others? Are you a sliver? Are you a quarter? Are you a half, 3/4, full? What is your life like? How much do you reflect Jesus Christ? There was a story of a stressed out woman. She was in the car and she was behind this car that she thought was just going way too slow. And she would, if he didn't speed up, she just laid on the horn and hollered and cussed at him. It was a spring day, the windows were rolled down, people could hear her, and she just was going on and on and on. And come to the stop sign and stop there, and she's honking and cussing him out and hollering, and finally she knows somebody standing at the side of her car, and it's a policeman. It's like, excuse me, ma'am, would you get out of the car, please? And she's really hot now. She's fuming. She gets out. he says, would you come back to my car? And he takes her down to the police station and puts her in a holding cell for about an hour. After about an hour, she is getting furious. He comes in and says, I'm sorry, ma'am, there's been some confusion. You see, I thought the car was stolen. Because when I saw the bumper sticker that said, follow me to Sunday school, or the sticker that said, what would Jesus do? And I saw your actions, I just assumed that the car had been stolen. Are people confused if they find out that we go to church? If we say that we are a follower of Jesus Christ, does that make them, they go, yeah, I can see that? Or do they go, man, I wouldn't have seen that coming? We are called to be salt and light. How good a salt and light are we? It's up to us. It's up to us. We can either be a reflection of Jesus to other people, or we a reflection of something else. Today, let's work on being that salt and light, that good reflection, and that salt that flavors and purifies and cleanses. That's why God created us. That's why He made us. Have a good weekend.